Hear it like way down the street, almost our house.
Jacob? I'm not gonna knock it down again. Can you turn it a little bit so it gets more of the promotion part? I'm sorry, look at that way. She set it up, it was on a great angle, and then I touched it and it fell, so I'm not doing that again.
Do you want it that way or do you want it this way?
Will it get right here, like can you see me here? Okay, so like that's when you're doing the shaking hand and all that, come up to this part right here, okay? And so say we'll draw the time right here. All right, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Everybody could stay. Ready? What? Yes, ma'am. What? Okay. What's up, buddy? How you doing? So, for all the new ones, this is for you. The rest of them have heard this at least once before. Promotions are a very important thing to me because of how I feel about karate and how I feel about these kids and the students in general, even the adults. So, at some point tonight, what happened? I'm gonna cry. I'm not bashful about it. It just is what it is. Because I love your kids. I may not love them the way you love them, but I love them. So, this is important to me. And there's one particular moment where I'm probably gonna lose it. Now, before we start with promotions, this past weekend we had a tournament. If you follow the Facebook page or the Messenger page, you saw my post about, we're gonna have a conversation after promotions tonight about the direction the dojo's going in, some of the things that happened at the tournament, what that means for us as a school and an organization, and so that's gonna happen. But, in preparation for the tournament, we do, practice tournament in the dojo. And my thing with the students has always been, have fun, be loose, enjoy the moment, try to be the person that pushes the limits of having fun. So, there's this thing that's been happening for the last couple of years. During practice time, they'll come up, and some of them will say something silly or funny. And every time they do that, I say, if you'll do that in tournament, I'll give you $1. Which is not a lot, but it's something to let them know. If you do this, that's important to me, I think that's cool. For the longest time, we have never had a student do it. We had 2 do it this Saturday.
Best $2 of your life.
Now, here's the thing. This is what I tell them when we're practicing that. You're taking a risk because you may go up and you may get some of those over-serious, self-important judges that are like, that doesn't belong here. No fun allowed. So we had one that had that. Didn't we, Mr. Alex?
Yes, sir.
Okay? So, Mr. Alex had some judges that just stared at him like, what? Now, it's a fine balancing act. Okay? If you're going to go up and be silly, your karate still has to be, if you're going to be silly, your karate still has to be serious, right? Because as black belts, we don't appreciate silly karate. So it's a balancing act. But we had another one who did it, and she was the first one who did it, and the youngest one who did it. And she actually got some giggles from her judges, which is awesome. So, Miss Sadie, now come here. I said I would give you $1. There's your dog. Good. Are you ready? Yes, ma'am. I will give Mr. Alex $1 because that was the deal. He didn't have to get laughs, so I thought about that while I was standing here. I'll give him $1. Now, let me say this. How old do you say? 10. For a 10-year-old to go, because she told me in class, she goes, oh, I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it. And I went, up here, I'm like, okay, all right. And I went, she's 10, she's gonna get the tournament, she's gonna be nervous, she's not gonna do it. So, this was her introduction. Bowsy was, said who she was, where she was from, and all that, said, I'm about to do my thing. And I thought that was just the coolest thing from a 10-year-old. I'm like, all right, that's awesome. And so kudos to you for actually doing that. Now, you may have started something. So we'll see where this goes, all right? All right. Promotions, Black Oaks Bound, what's here?
Us.
Parents, as it is time for your person, or grandparents, whoever's here, when it's time for your person to be promoted, go ahead and come up and get close so you can get the pictures that you want. In between classes, after we do promotions, we will have picture time. I have a GoPro going live right here. It's just recording video. And then I have the YouTube live right here. So when you come up, just try not to block those cameras for me, please. Give me a sensei just a moment to lay these down in the correct order. I double checked the list this time, I swear. Two out of the last 3 times I skipped the name in the promotions. Talk amongst yourselves.
I wish I had something funny to say, just to entertain y'all. Mr. Mo, you got a dad joke?
Not for used it, it wasn't very good.
Do it again.
The kids can't answer.
Yeah, the kids can answer. What do you call a sad strawberry?
What?
Oh, blueberry. They said the kids can't answer.
Everybody quiet down.
Thank you, Miss Sadie. Hey, y'all don't doubt it, it's her class. I'm just here. All right, now we got it. So, the sizes on these belts, if you don't get the sizes right, they're never gonna, number one, they're never gonna fit them, and then they're never gonna have room to grow into them, so we have to be very careful about the sizing. So the way this works, white belts, you're gonna go first. So when Sensei calls your name, you're gonna come right here, you're gonna bow, you're gonna shake hands. You're gonna turn around, you're gonna take your belt off, okay? Well, what we'll do, Sensei, we'll just line them up. If there's any white belt, line them all at one time, and I'll just go down the road.
Okay. So we are ready.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Moving to ninth Q yellow belt, Lucas Morgan.
There you go, come on around here. Good, hustle, 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 run. Yeah, you're right. Where you going? Right. Bow, boys, good, shake hands, very good. Now turn around and put this knee on the floor. Good. Kneel down, kneel down. Kneel down, put this knee down, put this knee on the floor. Backwards. There you go, go, kneel down. Kneel down, good, now take your belt off. Y'all watch how he's doing this, this way all you gonna do it. Good. All right, now. Oh, there it is. Stay up there. There it is. Go right down on your knee. So after, whenever a student changes colors, I take the time and I tie the belt into what's called Seigo Musubi. Seigo Musubi means the final knot. And, don't look at that yellow belt yet. It's not yours yet. This is the last time this white belt should be worn, unless you grow up and have kids and one day want them to wear it, then they can wear it. But somebody's gonna get this belt, who you gonna give it to? You? No, you're done with it. Who you gonna give it to? Mom or dad? Mom, okay. All right, stand up, Lucas. Right there, right there. We're not done yet, champ. Lucas is in our after-school program, and how old are you, Lucas? 4? 6. But because he is so young, you will see how long his belt is. So he's got plenty of room to grow into it. He's going to be wearing that for a long time. Turn back around. Bow. Push. Shake hands. Push. Shake hands with Sensei Lee. And go all the way down. Whoa. Go all the way down that way. Shake hands with all the black belts. We're missing the black belt. What are you doing, Mr. Logan? Get up here. You can. Oh, okay. Stay right there. Stay right there. Back.
All right, moving to ninth Q yellow belt, Peter Wilson.
Very good. That'll be fine, yes, ma'am. Wrong knee, buddy. Left knee, everybody. Somebody was paying attention. Thank you. Who are we gonna give this belt to? Your mom. Okay. arms.
No, you don't. This one is.
I counted them, but I have plenty of them there. Hands up. It ain't very often I tie one on, I gotta kneel down for it. These was the last one. Sir,
Didn't Zayden wrote to the kids class because of this?
yes. Turn around. Wait. Down. Close. That must be good.
No, you're here.
I swear to God.
These two were together.
Oh, they're stuck together?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine. You can put that on your side. That'll do. No problem. It happens every time. I'd rather leave off a belt than leave off a certificate.
Absolutely. All right. Next. Moving to ninth Q yellow belt. Freddie Wilson.
There you go. Okay. That thing don't come off fast enough, does it? We're gonna give this to Freddie.
My dad.
Your dad, is dad here?
Actually, no, my mom.
Gonna give it to your mom, okay. All right. It's okay, all right, I get it. Stand up, Freddie.
Moving to ninth Q yellow belt. Hope Wilson.
Not related, they're not related.
They are related.
Yes, they are related. Who are we gonna give this belt to, Hope? Yeah.
The first time.
The third time, it's okay, Mom's gonna have a selection. Hi, Miss Jason,
Hi.
how are you?
Good.
Good to see you.
Just noticed that she was here.
No, it's not zip up yet. What is it? Let me start being here Monday night. Look.
She only came from the night.
The place is fine, right?
Moving to ninth Q yellow belt. Kai Knappenberger.
Kai is also in our after-school program, and him and Lucas, at the beginning of the year, were the only two kids we had, because we just started it back up again. And So for 4 days a week, I was working with just the two of them. So it was basically one-on-one training. And they were ready for testing, I don't know, in about 5 weeks. They got good in a hurry. Thank you, sir. Who we gonna give this to?
Dad.
To Dad, okay. Sometimes I wonder if I'm ever gonna hear Dad. Listen.
Have you ever promoted so many yellow belts at one time?
Once,
Once? Okay.
One
Wow.
back.
about 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Moving to ninth key yellow belt, James Jenner.
Yeah, I'm trying to take it off. That's right. Who we gonna give this to, James? Dad.
A second one.
Whew, boy, you come off a boat with that that belt right there. That's all right. You gonna grow into it. Eat more donuts. Boy, that's not that long.
Moving to ninth key yellow belt, Sebastian Bryan.
We're gonna give this to Sebastian. Dad.
Third one.
Moving to seventh key yellow belt, Caden Donahue.
Wait, don't you mean green belt?
No,
Oh,
No.
I was gonna say.
she's getting ahead of herself.
Green belt, I was like, wait a minute.
You don't, no, stand up, you don't get it up this time, buddy. Well, you just rank it up, shake hands, go down.
But you guys can keep it.
Now it's
Trying to get ahead a little bit.
All right, everybody keep scared. So, I'm gonna tell this, for the parents who come, and you see this quite a bit, I know I tell the same stories over and over again, but we have so many new people. I think these are important points of history about what karate means and how it developed. When I started in karate, and I tested my yellow belt, I didn't think I was good enough to be a yellow belt. I didn't think I was good enough to pass. So when they told me that I had made it and I had passed my yellow belt test, and I thought, they just feel bad for me, it's a sympathy thing. And then I passed my next one, and I thought, I don't know. Then I passed my next one, and that was the moment I thought, maybe this is something I can actually do and stay with. It's hard. Now, I was 15. I wasn't as young as some of these. Wasn't young as any of them. We're asking 6 and 7 and 8-year-old kids as young as that. In Lucas's case, he was 5 when he started. We're asking them to demonstrate skill sets, and you know I'm telling you the truth when I say this, that most adults in the modern world don't have. We're asking them to be disciplined and respectful and have structure and good work ethic. And they're managing to do that. So never underestimate how important that yellow belt is. Brown belts, black belts, when you're working with them, don't forget where you come from. I am reminded every time we have a testing cycle how important it is to people. Because we have people who get so nervous, they get nervous to the point of almost not being able to make it. Right, Ms. Pam? Just saying. So that's even the adults. This is a big accomplishment. To me, making yellow belt is just as important as making black belt. So remember what that is, remember what it was like for you when you started. About the ones being promoted? Congratulations. So here's the certificate for somebody that's going to take care of it and then get back in line. Parents, if I misspelled a name, and I did at some point, just let me know. We have more certificates, I'll give you another one. Hurry up, Lucas.
Moving to 6Q green belt, David Delgado.
You sling that thing, all right, come on here.
Ready for that green belt.
So from time to time, when we have kids get to this point, and they're gonna move up from yellow belt to green belt in particular, because we don't have kids this age that make brown belt. Some of them don't want to do it. Some of them don't want to move up to green belt. And we've had kids that want to quit because they don't want to move up to green belt. Because they know. So you can't see the look on his face, he's like, yeah. There's responsibility that comes with that. Because they're expected now to be leaders in behavior, if not actual class leaders. So, for those of you who don't know how the class structure works, this Miss Sadie, she is the class leader because she's the senior ranking belt by a long shot. But everybody you see that has the blue star on, those are ambassadors. Ambassadors actually have to take a written test. And first of all, they have to be recommended for the position. Then they have to take a written test. And if they pass that written test, now they're student leaders, and that's their job. But they know with this new belt rank, there's a responsibility that comes with that. So some of them are intimidated by it. Who are we gonna give this to? Mom, I know. Okay. Look, Mom's got a whole bunch of these things at this point. You waited another year, that one's been a little short tie belt.
Moving to 6Q green belt, Carson Mumity.
Sure. Why are you breathing hard? Can you go first time? Who are we giving this to?
Dad.
Dad. Boys. promise the air conditioner's on.
I'll find it.
Getting louder as he goes. That's right. Hold it back, but hold it back. No. JD?
No, sir.
No. He said he wouldn't be here today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Well, you wanna give me my hand anyway?
Yes, JD Reed is also ready to be.
Ready to secure green belt. Leonard Mumity.
So I've never thought about this until right this moment. I don't know why it hasn't occurred to me. Anybody who's interested in displaying these belts on a display rack, Century sells them. My opinion, they're overpriced, which is probably why I've never mentioned it before, but if you want one, I can get you one. What are we gonna do with this, Mr. Mo?
It goes to Ethan.
Eat us. You're gonna make me cry early, stop it. All right, keep scary. Everybody takes one stick, promote the green belt. Come out. Good job. I would.
Imagine what that was like as a toddler.
So, now we get to the brown belt. What brown belt means in our organization is significant because it takes a minimum of 3 years. Stop looking at me like that. It takes a minimum. She's laughing at me because she knows I'm going to start crying. It takes a minimum of 3 years to make brown belt, which is longer than most systems takes to make black belt. There are systems in this town that have promised, and I've been told this, that have promised students black belts if they come to class every day, for every week, in a year. You can wear a black belt, it doesn't mean you are a black belt. So what we do when they make brown belt is that's an honor rank. They get their name on their belt, and then they get referred to by Mr. or Mrs. whatever they choose. Some people choose last name, most people choose first name, especially as brown belt, and then sometimes they convert over the last name for black belt. Now, here's an interesting fact that occurred to me last week, and I spoke to them about it. The three most senior people in our kids' class are these three girls right here. That's the first time I've ever had that happen, and they are the best of friends. So, every time they get together, they're like, look at you, and how preteen girls are. And if I have not done anything else by building this school, I know that I have given many people the opportunity to create friendships, especially these kids. And if nothing else ever comes out of it, that is enough to keep me happy for the rest of my life. Because I see how some of these friendships develop and what they turn into. and that's important to me. So, here we go. All right, I got through it. Whew.
Barely. Round of applause.
Moving to third Q brown belt, Miss Montana Mock.
Don't let the lungs come out. That's
We're celebrating. It's a common joy.
Hey, Montana, who we gonna give this to?
Jason.
Are you serious? Okay. Well, fine. Now look, when you put it forward this way, you let your name right there, let them come like that. And you will kind of stretch forward. Now, these last two, they're testing for first Q brown belt. This is their last underbelt, their last Q belt, or in Japanese, their last Mudan Shiran. Their next testing will be for black belt. It is not a given that they will make it that far. We have a lot of people that get to this level, and then that next step is just a little too much, because there's a lot of work that's involved in it. Both of them, ironically, had done martial arts before they came here, and have been doing it for a very, very long time. So, complete.
Moving to first Q brown belt, Mr. Jansen Sullivan.
So when we did testing, about 2 weeks before testing, Mr. Jansen had severely burned his hand, like really burned it bad. And I was almost convinced he was not going to be able to make testing. The day of testing, he still had open wounds on his hand. So on his score sheet, I wrote this for 2 different students that day, but his was in capital letters, Bushido. And what Bushido means in American terms is warrior spirit. This young man came in there and went just as hard as he possibly could, and his hand, I won't say in tatters, but pretty bad. And it's not the first time I have seen him do something like that. He fought a full contact tournament in Montgomery 3 or 4 years back with when the hand couldn't close a hand, broken finger or something, I don't remember.
Yeah, his ankle was swollen.
Ankle.
He had hurt his ankle.
No, but he had his hand in a cast too. I remember that.
Was it his ankle?
And then he hurt his ankle. He hurt his ankle that
I know
day.
he's hurt both.
You remember?
This young man is a warrior, I am telling you, through and through. Us.
Moving to first Q brown belt, Miss Pam Kaiser.
If you can't tell by the applause, his family is a class favorite. Like, it's openly acknowledged, everybody just knows it.
Breathe.
Pete, I'm gonna put a mask on you myself.
I wanted to ask to get water, but their class was short. Well, great job.
What was it?
Can we repeat our break?
No, no, we cannot, not a room full of people. All right, Coach Gay, everybody face the brown belts being promoted. Ray? So, with the brown belt, one of the things that happens when they make that belt rank, every time they enter the room, all of the people in the room, that are in the room now, stop and bow to them when they come in the door, and that's a sign of respect for the rank. So, since she has just now made brown belt, we're gonna do this officially for the first time. Everybody brown face it back. Y'all, Miss Montana. Oi! Okay, before we go, real quick, like, if you went to the tournament this past Saturday, go ahead and step forward. Us, we can acknowledge you. We ran over a little bit, so everybody, if you went to the tournament this past Saturday, okay. Not yet. We're just gonna acknowledge people who went. We're missing anybody? Shimon? There it is. Keep your flu over there. Are we missing anybody? Oh, JD's not here. All right, so these are the students that participated in the tournament Saturday. I don't even know what the results are yet because I literally worked from the time it started to the time it ended. So I've got to get with everybody and find out what their results were. Regardless of whether they won, placed, or whatever, I know what their conduct was like because I had conversations with several of them during the day. Also, and Sensei Lee and I were all the way on the other end of the gym judging rings, and I looked up, and Carrie and Nicole had finished competing, had stepped out of the stands, and were assisting with scorekeeping and timekeeping while the rings were going on. So they actually volunteered after they were done to help move the tournament along a little bit quicker. So that I told Sensei, I said, hey, look over there. Look over there. They're helping. Look at that. All right, okay. Ray, us? All right, we'll do better. All right, before we bow out, and we're going to be done with this part, we'll take a few minutes to take pictures. So parents, if you want to take pictures, just hang around a little bit. Let me say this, for everybody who's been promoted and the ones who are looking forward to being tested in January. If you didn't get promoted today and your term's coming up in January, I'll tell you this. You need to put the work in. If you don't think we're serious when we tell you you have to come to testing and give an effort, then you're not hearing what we're telling you. Your technique doesn't have to be perfect, but you do have to come put yourself out there. We can teach you all the skill set in the world. I can teach you how to do anything there is to do in karate, but I cannot give you the heart for it. You have to bring that. You have to bring the energy. You have to bring the power. So be prepared for that. Now, parents, I'm saying that to some of you still people. Some of these kids are as young as 5 and 6, and to some people that may sound like that's a little aggressive. I don't believe that for a minute. I have seen kids this age that needed that skill set, that needed that conversation of be prepared. So I'm very adamant about doing that, and I'm very honest about that when people come in and bring their kids in and talk about joining up, what I teach and how I teach and what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm not trying to hide it. Another thing that I tell people is we're not for everybody. This is not a place where you're going to come and just get belt ranks and just pretend to do karate. It's supposed to be beneficial, and the only way it can be beneficial is if we push you to your limits. So, if you think that's harsh, I'd say I'm sorry, but I'm not. If you think it's harsh, then we've got a misunderstanding and we need to talk about it. So, be prepared. Boys? Okay. Boys? Sensei, anything to add, ma'am?
No, sir.
Black belts, anybody, anything to add? Mr. Logan?
I'm good.
Okay, ready?
Rishi, thank you for tonight's promotions. Ray?
Sensei Lee, right?
Right?
Okay, good night. Boys?